Good evening, everybody. Today, I want to talk about a simple but powerful concept that has the potential to change your life. It's a mindset, a perspective, and it's something that can separate you from the crowd. That concept is be valuable, not available. Many people live their lives with the intention of being available to everyone and anyone at any given time. They prioritize being present for every call, every meeting, every request that comes their way. While this may seem noble, there is a hidden cost to this constant availability. It can actually devalue you. When you make yourself constantly available, you risk losing your value in the eyes of others, and more importantly, in your own eyes. At the core of availability lies a fundamental truth. When you are always available, you are no longer seen as a valuable resource. Think about it. If someone knows they can count on you to be there every time they need something, what incentive do they have to truly appreciate your presence? Over time, the novelty of your availability wears off, and you become just another person who can be called upon whenever convenient. The urgency that once accompanied your presence fades away. When people know you'll always drop everything to help them, they stop seeing you as someone special, someone whose time is limited and precious. They begin to expect you to be there, and once that happens, you lose your power. Availability is easy, it requires no effort. Anyone can make themselves available to others, whether it's in personal relationships, professional settings, or in any other aspect of life. But here's the reality: just being available doesn't set you apart. It doesn't earn you respect, admiration, or genuine attention. Instead of being valued for your unique skills, knowledge, or presence, you become something of an afterthought, a person who's always there but not necessarily needed. When people can access you at any time, they no longer have to value your time, energy, or effort. They start to expect you, and with expectations come complacency. When you are constantly available, you stop prioritizing yourself. Your boundaries become blurred, and you end up neglecting your own goals, aspirations, and well-being. You might think that being there for others is what matters most, but when you give all your time and energy to others, you fail to invest in your own growth. You risk losing your own sense of purpose because you are too busy catering to the demands of others. Availability in this case becomes a trap. Instead of focusing on your own development, your own dreams, and your own priorities, you become a servant to the needs of everyone else. This is why availability can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it might feel good to be the person others rely on, to always have someone to turn to in times of need. But on the other hand, when you are constantly available, you are giving up control over your own life. You become predictable, which is the opposite of being valuable. When people expect you to always be available, they don't have to work for your attention. They take it for granted. What you need to realize is that people value what they can't always have. They respect those who set boundaries, who don't give themselves away freely. When you make yourself too available, you stop becoming an enigma. You stop being the person who inspires curiosity or intrigue. You become ordinary, just another face in the crowd. To be truly valued, you must create a sense of scarcity around your time, your energy, and your presence. Now, this doesn't mean you should be cold or unapproachable. It doesn't mean you should shut people out entirely. But it does mean you must recognize that your time is a limited resource, and you shouldn't give it away without thought or intention. Make people earn it. Respect your own time and energy, and in turn, others will learn to respect it too. When you are available, but only on your terms, only when you truly want to engage, you elevate your value. Your presence becomes more meaningful. People begin to understand that they can't always have you when they want you, and that makes them value the moments they do have with you. In relationships, whether personal or professional, there's a fine line between being supportive and being overextended. If you're always there to pick up the pieces for someone else, you're not leaving room for them to grow. They come to rely on you, but they never learn to depend on themselves. By being constantly available, you prevent people from appreciating the true value of your presence. You allow them to take you for granted. To truly make an impact, you have to stop being just available and start being valuable. Create boundaries. Respect yourself and your time. Let people earn the privilege of having you in their lives, and when you do show up, make sure it's because you genuinely want to be there. When you're selective about where you spend your time and energy, you elevate your worth. Your availability should never be automatic. It should be something that others value because it's not always on offer. And that, my friend, is where true power lies. Value is not something that can be claimed through words alone. It is not about telling people what you can do or hoping that others will recognize your worth. True value is earned, and it is earned through consistent, meaningful action. Every day, through the choices you make, the work you put in, and the impact you have on others, you build your value. One of the most fundamental truths about value is that it is not given, it is something that must be earned through dedication and effort. In a world where many people seek instant gratification and recognition, those who build their value through action stand apart. Simply being present or telling people about your abilities doesn't create the respect or admiration you want. Instead, it is your actions, what you do when no one is watching, when it's difficult, when it's inconvenient, that reveal your true value. Consider this: every successful person you admire didn't get there by hoping or waiting for opportunities to come their way. They earned their place through sweat, persistence, and a commitment to mastering their craft. Whether it's a business leader, an athlete, an artist, or anyone else you respect, they didn't just talk about their value, they showed it. They demonstrated their worth through every action, through every challenge they faced, and through their consistency. They did not stop when things got hard. They did not give up when success was out of reach. Instead, they kept moving forward, making every action count. To be valuable means being reliable. It means showing up when you say you will, delivering results that matter, and doing so time and again. It's about making the decision to do your best in everything you undertake, whether big or small. Value comes from showing people that you can be counted on, that you won't back down when things get tough, and that you put in the work, even when it's not easy or glamorous. It's also important to remember that value is created by what you contribute. It's about adding something meaningful to the lives of others, whether that's through your work, your insights, your time, or your resources. The more you contribute, the more your value increases. Your ability to solve problems, offer solutions, and make a difference in the lives of others is what elevates you. This doesn't happen by chance. It happens because you've committed yourself to understanding the needs around you and taking consistent action to meet them. Building value also requires resilience. There will be times when things don't go according to plan, when obstacles arise, and when failure seems imminent. But how you respond in these moments is critical. Value is not built by avoiding failure or running from discomfort. Instead, it's built by facing challenges head-on, learning from setbacks, and continuing to push forward despite the obstacles. It's about taking responsibility for your actions and using each experience as a stepping stone toward growth. Action also demands accountability. When you say you will do something, do it. Don't make excuses or blame external factors for falling short. Being valuable means taking ownership of your commitments and delivering on them, regardless of the circumstances. Accountability builds trust, and trust is at the heart of value. When people know they can count on you to deliver, to show up, and to follow through, your value increases immeasurably. The value you create is not just about the immediate outcomes. It's also about the long-term impact of your actions. While a quick win might feel good in the moment, lasting value is built over time. This requires patience, consistency, and a long-term vision. The small, everyday actions you take, like the way you treat others, the work you put into improving yourself, the care you show for your responsibilities, are what compound over time to create real, lasting value. The road to becoming valuable is not quick, and it is not easy. But the effort you put in each day pays off, building a foundation that can withstand challenges and grow stronger with each passing day. Value is earned when you take ownership of your actions, embrace the work that is required, and commit to making a real difference in the world around you. It's not about waiting for recognition or hoping someone will notice. It's about showing up, doing the work, and continually striving to improve. Every day is an opportunity to build your value, and through your actions, you can prove that your worth is not only real but irreplaceable. When you focus on creating value through what you do, you establish yourself as someone who cannot be ignored, someone whose contributions matter, and someone whose presence is meaningful. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the demands and expectations of others. Everyone wants something from you, whether it's your time, energy, or attention, and if you're not careful, it can feel like you're constantly giving without ever receiving anything in return. Setting boundaries is essential to protecting your time, your energy, and ultimately your well-being. When you set clear boundaries, you ensure that you have the space to prioritize your own needs, goals, and growth. Without boundaries, you risk burnout, frustration, and losing sight of your own purpose. Setting boundaries is not about being rude or unkind, it's about respecting yourself and teaching others to respect you as well. When you allow people to take up your time and energy without consideration for your needs, you're telling them that you don't value yourself enough to set limits. It's easy to fall into the trap of saying yes to every request that comes your way, but this constant availability can drain you emotionally, mentally, and physically. If you don't set boundaries, you end up giving more than you can handle, and eventually you'll feel empty, exhausted, and resentful. One of the most important aspects of setting boundaries is recognizing your own limits. You can't be everything to everyone, and that's okay. You don't have to accept every invitation, attend every meeting, or respond to every text or email immediately. Your time is valuable, and you have the right to control how it's spent. Setting boundaries means learning to say no when necessary, even if it feels uncomfortable. Saying no isn't a reflection of your worth or your ability to help others. It's simply an act of self-respect. By saying no to things that don't align with your priorities, you make space for the things that truly matter. Protecting your time also involves being mindful of where and with whom you invest your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your time and attention. Some people may drain you without offering anything meaningful in return. By setting boundaries around who you allow into your life and how much of your time you give to them, you ensure that you're spending your energy on relationships and activities that nourish you, not deplete you. You don't have to be available to everyone all the time. Choose carefully where you direct your attention. Quality over quantity should be the rule when it comes to your relationships and commitments. It's also important to establish clear boundaries in your work life. Many people struggle with work-life balance because they haven't set clear boundaries with their colleagues, supervisors, or clients. This can lead to excessive work hours, burnout, and the feeling that you're constantly on call. When you set boundaries in the workplace, you ensure that you're not sacrificing your personal time or well-being for the sake of your job. You have the right to disconnect from work when your day ends, to take time off when you need it, and to communicate your limits to others. Setting boundaries at work allows you to show up more effectively, with better focus and energy, because you're protecting your time to recharge and refocus. Another critical element of protecting your time is understanding the importance of self-care. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and if you're constantly giving to others without taking time to nurture yourself, you will eventually burn out. Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. Whether it's taking time to relax, exercising, reading, or simply spending time alone to recharge, prioritizing self-care helps you maintain your physical and mental health. When you set boundaries around your time, you're essentially creating space for self-care and ensuring that you have the energy to show up as your best self in all areas of life. It's also essential to communicate your boundaries clearly to others. People can't respect boundaries they don't know exist. Whether it's a colleague who keeps interrupting your personal time or a friend who expects you to always be available, it's important to assertively communicate your needs and limits. Being clear about your boundaries may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's essential for maintaining healthy relationships and protecting your time. By expressing your boundaries in a direct, respectful manner, you're teaching others how to treat you and what is acceptable. Protecting your time through boundaries is a practice that requires ongoing effort. It's not something you set once and forget about. It requires constant attention and adjustments as your life and priorities change. Setting boundaries is an evolving process that requires awareness of your needs, reflection on where your time and energy are going, and a willingness to assert yourself when necessary. As you grow and evolve, so too will your boundaries. What worked for you last year might not work for you today, and that's okay. The key is to continuously evaluate what's working and adjust accordingly to ensure that you're honoring your time and your needs. By setting boundaries and protecting your time, you're making a conscious decision to take control of your life. You're investing in yourself and your future, ensuring that you're not constantly overwhelmed or exhausted by the demands of others. Boundaries allow you to prioritize what truly matters and give you the freedom to live a life that's aligned with your values and goals. When you protect your time, you protect your peace, your energy, and ultimately your happiness. People are constantly in search of value. They want to be around those who bring something meaningful to the table, who offer solutions, and who can make their lives better. It's easy to think that by being available to everyone all the time, you'll be appreciated, but in reality, it's not availability that people seek, it's value. Simply being accessible does not make you valuable. What truly sets you apart and attracts others is your ability to add value through your actions, your insights, and your contributions. Availability is often mistaken for importance. Many people believe that the more accessible they are, the more they'll be in demand. The truth is, availability can sometimes work against you. If you're always at someone's beck and call, if you're always answering messages, taking calls, or dropping everything for others, you risk devaluing yourself. When you're always available, you're seen as easy to access, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're seen as valuable. People can take your time for granted, knowing that you will always be there to help or respond. In this sense, availability becomes something that people expect, not something that's respected or appreciated. On the other hand, when you place value on your time, when you set boundaries and prioritize what truly matters, your presence becomes more meaningful. People start to recognize that you have something worth offering. Your time becomes scarce, and scarcity breeds value. It's human nature to place higher value on things that are harder to come by. Think about how you value your favorite pair of shoes or that rare piece of art. You place a higher value on it because it's something that's limited, something that's not always available. The same principle applies to your time and attention. When you're not available all the time, people begin to value your presence more. They'll start to see you as someone who has other priorities, someone who is focused and deliberate in how they spend their time. This doesn't mean that you withdraw from relationships or shut people out. Instead, it means being intentional about where and when you offer your time and energy. When you choose to spend time with someone, make it count. Show them that your presence is something special, something earned, not a given. Being unavailable doesn't mean ignoring people or refusing to help. It simply means that you're selective about when and how you give your time. People will begin to appreciate the times when you do show up because they'll see it as a rare gift rather than an obligation. When your time is treated with respect, others will start to value it more, and you'll gain more respect in return. You'll find that people approach you with more consideration, knowing that your time is precious and that you're not just available for anything or anyone. People seek value because it improves their lives. They want relationships, ideas, and interactions that challenge them, help them grow, or make them feel better about themselves. When you consistently add value to others' lives, whether through your knowledge, your experience, or your support, you become someone people want to be around. You become someone who is valued not for your availability, but for what you bring to the table. This could be the wisdom you share, the encouragement you offer, or the genuine connections you make. These are the things that attract others, not your constant availability. When you stop focusing on being available to everyone, you start focusing on adding more meaningful value to those who truly matter. By saying no to the things that don't align with your purpose or goals, you create space for the people and activities that do. You create opportunities to engage with others in a deeper, more meaningful way. People will begin to see you as someone who knows their worth, who values their time, and who has something of importance to offer. This creates a stronger, more respectful dynamic in your relationships, both personal and professional. The value you bring to the world is what defines your importance, not your availability. When you start focusing on offering something of substance, whether it's through your expertise, your emotional support, or your ability to make a difference, you naturally increase your value. People will gravitate toward you not because you're always there, but because you've proven that you're someone who contributes in a meaningful way. Availability may seem like a quick way to build connections, but it's value that sustains them. When you're intentional with your time and show that you're committed to bringing something valuable into every interaction, you create lasting, positive relationships based on respect and admiration, rather than mere proximity. In a world where instant gratification is often at the forefront of our minds, it's easy to fall into the trap of waiting for opportunities to come to us. We watch others succeed, and we wonder why things aren't happening for us in the same way. We look for the right moment to pounce, the perfect time to make our move, or the ideal opportunity to change our lives. The truth, however, is that opportunities don't always come knocking. Sometimes you have to create them. Instead of waiting around or chasing after things that may never come, you have the power to take control of your destiny and build your own path. Chasing opportunities often leads to frustration. You can spend countless hours hoping for a breakthrough or scrambling to get noticed, but this constant pursuit can feel like an endless chase. You might end up in situations where you're stretching yourself too thin, competing with others who are also desperately seeking the same thing. In the end, chasing opportunities can leave you feeling like you're running in circles, unsure of what you're really after, and constantly measuring your progress against others. The constant pursuit of external validation and recognition can also lead to burnout and disappointment, especially when the opportunities you're chasing don't align with your true goals or values. Instead of chasing, take the time to focus on creating your own opportunities. This shift in mindset is powerful. Creating opportunities means taking initiative, being proactive, and making things happen rather than waiting for them to happen. It's about finding ways to make your own luck through hard work, determination, and the willingness to step outside your comfort zone. It's about seeking out new experiences, developing your skills, and positioning yourself in places where growth is possible, even if those opportunities aren't immediately obvious. To create opportunities, you first need to understand that success isn't always handed to you. It requires effort, persistence, and sometimes even sacrifice. It's not about waiting for someone to give you a chance, it's about carving out your own space and demonstrating that you have something of value to offer. This could mean learning new skills, networking with people who can help open doors, or simply showing up consistently in areas where others may not be paying attention. The more you invest in yourself and your development, the more you'll start to see opportunities arise, often in unexpected ways. Building a network of meaningful relationships is also crucial in creating opportunities. Opportunities rarely happen in isolation. They often come from the people you know or the connections you make along the way. When you focus on building genuine, supportive relationships, you open the door to new possibilities. You may meet someone who introduces you to a job opportunity, a mentor who guides you toward your next step, or a collaborator who helps you bring your ideas to life. Rather than waiting for someone to offer you an opportunity, you can be the one creating connections and making things happen for others. This approach not only helps you expand your reach, but also fosters a sense of community where everyone is working together to create value. Taking ownership of your life means making decisions that align with your goals and values. When you focus on creating opportunities, you stop waiting for permission to act. You stop looking for external validation and start trusting in your own ability to take the lead. You begin to see every experience, even setbacks and failures, as a learning opportunity. Each step you take, each risk you take, and each decision you make is an opportunity to grow, even if things don't always go as planned. Rather than viewing obstacles as roadblocks, view them as opportunities to learn, adapt, and build resilience. When you shift your focus from chasing to creating, you also shift your mindset. You stop worrying about what others are doing or how they're succeeding and start focusing on what you can control. You become less concerned with comparing your progress to others and more focused on your own journey. This mindset of creation and ownership allows you to act with confidence and clarity, knowing that you are in charge of your destiny. Instead of waiting for opportunities to come to you, you take the initiative to design your own path and take full responsibility for the direction your life is heading. Sometimes creating opportunities means taking risks. It's easy to stick to what feels safe, to stay in familiar surroundings where things are predictable. However, growth rarely happens in comfort zones. The most successful individuals in life are often the ones who are willing to step out of their comfort zones, try new things, and take calculated risks. These risks may not always lead to success, but they always offer valuable lessons and experiences. By taking risks and embracing challenges, you position yourself to discover new opportunities that you might have missed had you stayed in your comfort zone. Ultimately, creating opportunities is about being proactive and forward-thinking. It's about seeing potential where others might not, and being willing to put in the work to bring your vision to life. The more you invest in yourself, build meaningful connections, and take ownership of your journey, the more opportunities will come your way. Instead of chasing after opportunities, you'll find that opportunities begin to chase you. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect chance. It's about making things happen step by step, day by day, and knowing that you are the one who has the power to create your own success. You said, to be known for what you bring to the table expanded into 650 words without heading and conclusion. ChatGPT said. ChatGPT. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and endless competition, it's easy to get lost in the crowd. Everyone is trying to stand out, trying to get noticed, and trying to make their mark. But what sets you apart from everyone else isn't how loud you can be or how much attention you can grab. It's the value you bring to the table. Being known for what you bring to the table means making a lasting impact through your actions, your contributions, and the unique qualities that you bring into every situation. It's about building a reputation based on your skills, your integrity, and your ability to add real value to those around you. The first step to being known for what you bring to the table is understanding what you truly have to offer. Too often, people focus on trying to be something they're not, chasing after trends or emulating others who seem to have figured it out. However, the most effective way to stand out is to embrace what makes you unique. Each person has their own set of strengths, experiences, and talents. These are the things that set you apart and make you valuable to others. When you identify what you excel at, whether it's problem solving, creativity, leadership, or any other skill, you can focus on honing and refining it. This becomes the foundation of your reputation, what you bring to the table. But knowing what you bring to the table is only the first step. It's not enough to simply have skills or talents. You need to demonstrate them in a way that others can see and appreciate. One of the most important aspects of building a strong reputation is the ability to deliver consistently. People notice when you follow through on your commitments, when you show up on time, and when you consistently add value in every interaction. Consistency builds trust, and trust is what people remember. Whether it's a project at work, a relationship, or any other area of life, the way you show up and the value you consistently offer will define how others perceive you. If you want to be known for what you bring to the table, you need to prove time and time again that you're someone who delivers results. Another key element of being known for what you bring to the table is having a mindset of service. People appreciate those who are willing to help others without expecting anything in return. When you bring value to the table with a generous spirit, when you focus on lifting others up and contributing to the success of the team or group, you become someone people turn to. Being known for your value isn't about seeking recognition or praise. It's about understanding that your purpose is to serve others and contribute to the greater good. Whether you're providing mentorship, sharing your expertise, or simply offering a listening ear, being known for what you bring to the table is ultimately about making a positive impact in the lives of others. In addition to demonstrating your skills, it's important to remain authentic in what you offer. The world can often feel like a place where you need to mold yourself into someone else to be accepted. But the most powerful way to build a lasting reputation is by staying true to yourself. People are drawn to authenticity. They can sense when someone is being genuine and when they're simply putting on an act. When you embrace who you truly are, your values, beliefs, and individuality, you create a presence that is magnetic. Being authentic allows you to bring your best self to the table, and it encourages others to do the same. When you stay true to yourself, the value you bring becomes both unique and irreplaceable. Part of being known for what you bring to the table is also about continuous growth. No one has all the answers, and the best individuals are always striving to improve. This commitment to growth shows others that you are adaptable, open to feedback, and eager to learn. When you actively work on developing new skills, expanding your knowledge, and improving your abilities, you continue to offer more value over time. The more you invest in yourself, the more you increase your ability to contribute, and the more you enhance the value you bring to any situation. Being known for what you bring to the table also means having a strong work ethic. People respect those who are willing to put in the effort, who show resilience in the face of challenges, and who are committed to achieving their goals. When you consistently give your best effort, regardless of the circumstances, people take notice. Hard work, perseverance, and dedication to excellence are qualities that define the value you bring to any project or relationship. It's not enough to simply show up, you have to bring your best every single time. Ultimately, being known for what you bring to the table is about creating a reputation based on integrity, consistency, authenticity, and service. It's about demonstrating your value through your actions and your results. And it's about being someone who contributes to the success of those around you. People will remember not just what you did, but how you made them feel and how you helped them achieve their goals. When you focus on bringing real, tangible value to the table, you build a legacy that goes beyond superficial recognition. You become someone whose contributions are essential, whose presence is impactful, and whose reputation is built on the real value they consistently provide. In a world where many chase after recognition, those who focus on bringing value will always stand out and be remembered.